Ana nagtugid Teresa Kilwa, Amajid, Amajid, Mike, but this little place they call Wasana City. I'll be in the hut. There's a place, the mosque, there are a lot of little dishes in there. Wasana City, many dishes. It's not because I like to wash things. I say, oh, the not growing up, washing dishes. Oh, I'm in on the oven. The highlight in the oven. Anyway, so I'm Teresa, and I'll be doing your being MC today. We have a really wonderful lineup for breaking barriers. This agenda we have today, and breaking barriers is whoa, it sounds like that alien. And breaking barriers is I don't know. I hope Christy or some. Well, maybe I should just kind of say that my understanding of it is breaking barriers is all of us that everybody here, wherever you're at in your life, whatever you want for yourself in your life. Some of us right now, we got a car, maybe it needs tires, but we still got a car. We got a job. We got kids are grown up and they're healthy and they're doing okay. And maybe there's people out there that look at us and think, dang, we got it all. And yet, the reality of that is that there's a story behind all of that perceived success. And it's not a success. I think for all of them, success is not the money in the banks or the things you own. Don't get me wrong, I want money in my bank account. And I want stuff to be, but the success is that we live a good life. We live a good life and we understand the meaning of sharing and kindness and compassion and generosity. And we came from a place that didn't teach us that. And we had to learn that along the way. So we broke those barriers. I'm glad when it's my payday, I don't go get drunk the way I saw my dad. And of course, for my dad, because I loved it, he deserved to get drunk because he worked hard all week, right? Working in the fields. And I always made excuses for him for his drinking. But I don't do that. I don't do that. My kids have never seen me in that way. And I'm real grateful for that. I was sure also when I was drunk. So see, that's part of my backstory, right? We all have stories. We just didn't get here. We're not the way we just didn't. We're always like this. And that's why these stories are important to hear, important to share. Not only because later, they're our neighbors. We see them. We hear Fred on the radio. We see Gertie's post that she's jamming over here, jamming over there. That's all she does. Christy's busy with math. She has a beautiful story about wanting to reconnect and coming. For her, it's about part of it was coming home. And it is. We need to hear these, and that's why we're here today. And so I just wanted to lay that out for everybody. And also, we asked, we know there's a group from Bosco that's here. There's a group from like San Lucy here, Barbecue District. It's just cool. Hey, this time, we're going to start our series for the Breaking Barriers agenda. And we're going to ask Faith Soto to come up to introduce our first speaker.
Thank you. It's good seeing you, Mr. Chamoy. I'm not to take Faith Soto. I'm going go for the ones with Chikshan. Really happy to be here since I got and just going to introduce her here. And she also lent this introduction in her bio. It's fun to really see it yet. But here we go. Gertie Lopez is from the Chichu village on the Tohono Nation and has become a prominent public figure and the leading force in the performance and preservation of Tohono art and culture and Ryla music. She is affectionately known as the Queen of Warrior. and was recently inducted into the Tucson Musicians Museum's Hall of Fame. Gertie is the only female band leader on the Tohono Nation. She has traveled to New York, performed at the Native American Music Awards VIP party in Washington, D.C. She sat in on the panel of Native artists at the Library of Congress, Caborca, Mexico, and performed in many places in the United States to share her life and music. Gertie has been recognized for many awards. In 2012, she was nominated for the Governor's Award as a musician artist. In 2014, she played at the FinFest USA in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 2016, Gertie received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Cultural Sounds of Tucson. In 2017, Gertie received a Master Apprentice Award from the Southwest Folk Alliance in Tucson, Arizona. In 2020, she played a one concert at the Aura Jamboree in Aura, Michigan. Gertie has taken first place in 7 Battle of the Bands and also received Best Accordion Trophy. Gertie has also taken her live music career into theater, with playing her accordion in many shows with Borderland Theaters. In 2024, Gertie performed at the National Theater Festival in Los Angeles, California for 3 weeks. In 2025, Gertie received an award from the Tapper Foundation and was recognized in Washington, D.C., along with 50 other amazing artists. She has 10 CDs, recordings, and she has 10 CDs with 10 CD recordings, including Christmas Eve. Gertie was filmed in 1977 by PBS Boston and was also filmed in 2023 by PBS University of Arizona. Feel free to visit Gertie on her website, gertiesradiomusic.com. Gertie's lifelong mission has been to preserve and share the traditional Wanda music of the Tohono with the youth and to educate all people of the beauty and joy of Tohono music, language, and culture. She proudly represents the Tohono Nation and the state of Arizona. And it is my pleasure to welcome Ms. Gertie Lopez. Please let's give her a round. Thank you so much, and good morning. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this, being on Donna. Not on Donna too often. Like I said, like she said, I've been, kind of going all over the place to share my writer music. I come from Chuchu, and there was once 10 of us kids with Ida Lopez and Augustine, and I know I see a lot of my friends and relatives out there. And and so when we were small, Daddy had his mariachi group. He had the mariachi group, and then he had his writer group. It was just the violins, and he took us to all his practices. So I used to be real small and just watch him and listen to him. And they used to take us to the dances. And I used to just stand there and listen to the music and watch the musical. And so Daddy he first taught us how to play the vihuela and the guitarrón because he had his mariachi group. And then so one day he goes out and he comes back with the accordion. He went to the some bar in Casa Grande. I don't think it's there anymore. I do remember the name though. It was Triple X. Anyone remember Triple X? So he went there and somebody needed some money, so he bought the accordion for $50. $50. And so we just sat it in the living room to see which one of us was going to pick it up and start playing it. Because he couldn't teach us because he didn't know how to play the accordion. And so me and my brother Steve picked it up, and he picked it up and taught himself. I picked it up and taught myself. We play totally different. It's totally different. And we never talk about it. Stevie never talks about it. And so we started playing, and here I go. I'm like, and then so way back when, if anybody remembers Auction Band with the late George Jose and all them young guys, they had their little rock band. And so I used to get up on Saturday mornings and take a shower because they made us take a shower. And I had put my little dress on. I was real small, I remember. And those George would play across the road from us. So I walked over there and I watched Joe, watch the band. And then they would take a break. They would take a break. And they were teenagers, so they're trying to go smoke cigarettes. And so by then I would go sit on the drum. I just watch and watch. And then so I sit on the drums and started playing. And then so while I'm learning the accordion, I'm learning the drums at a very early age. And I kept telling my dad, buy some drums, buy some drums. I know to play. He was looking at me like, I'm not playing nothing, you know? And so he finally, I said, buy this, buy that, buy this. Finally, me and Steve started getting the hang of the songs, the whiter songs. That's what we heard from my dad was the whiter songs. Like I said, Daddy couldn't help us learn because he didn't know how to play the accordion. And so by the time we got all the instruments together, we were probably in junior high and we had we had the Lopez brothers and Gertie. So my late brother J.R., obviously Junior played the saxophone, and Steve played the accordion, and Avery, my late brother Avery, played the bass. I played the guitar, and my little late brother Austin, he played the drums. So we made a little band. And we kind of all over. We even went to the Quechan Reservation. I remember Daddy put the instruments in the back of the truck, and we had to climb in there and sit somewhere else in the back of the truck. And so, yeah, but he took us out there and we used to go play all over in Santan, Hill River, because, we're right there in Choo Choo. And so we started playing and playing. And then when I got into high school, Alex Gomez, the famous Alex Gomez band, he used to say, hey, you want to play the accordion with this band? And I'm like, yeah. So I learned more from Alex. And we went all over too. And so I started playing in high school and everything. And then when my Augustine Jr. passed away, then we kind of just broke up our family band. We didn't play. Steve was doing his own thing, I was doing my own thing, and then all of a sudden people were saying, do you want to play the accordion with our band? You can play, blah, blah, blah. Even the auction band, George Jose decided to go with the white and we did a lot of country and classical rock. I don't know if you remember, you guys, our famous song was On Your Puppet. But anyway, yes. So we did that and started playing with George all over. And while I was in high school, PBS Austin contacted our art high school, 1977. And they said they were looking to interview Native American students in Arizona to film for 3 weeks. And so they came down and they interviewed us, and then they chose this Navajo guy and me, and they came down and filmed us for 3 weeks, and they even filmed us in the house in Choo Choo, and you can see the movie on my website because a lot of my brothers and my family and my close relatives are in the movie and that have already passed. So I did that, and then so I just went on to keep playing and then let's see in 2000, I think around 2000, there's this band in Tucson. And it was led by the late Marvin Hot Steelers, which is on my very first 30 on the T-Boy CD. And so Marvin was all rock band, and so he said, I want to put some accordion there. I said, okay. So then we started getting gigs and bars in Tucson. There's so many bars that I'm there that I've played with, like even played with, played in the Manhattan Bar. What? I was only in high school. I played with some band. But anyway, we started playing in the bars in Tucson, and then Tosh, he sat down and he said, "Hey, Kirby, you know, we're starting to get more gigs. They're starting to ask us to play more often because we need a band name." And I was like, "I don't know, it's up to you guys." There was only four of us in the band. And he said, he put his head down and he says, "What about Birdie and the T.O. Boys?" He says that. And I'm like, uh, it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. It doesn't matter to me, you know. So we had that. We started Birdie and the T.O. Boys, and we started playing all over and in Tucson areas and everything else like that. And then so he says, you know, I said, let's record our songs. Let's record our songs. And before that, when I was in high school, people were asking me, how come you're not recording your songs? Because, you know, people were recording at that time. And I said, because I don't want the Americans to own my music. I don't want the Americans to have my music. And that was my reason for never going to Canyon Records or anywhere else. And not know where it was American owned or anything, but I just wasn't ready. So then Ken Enos comes around with musical key. So I think after that, I think our band was the first to record them with George Jose. And so we recorded with Tosh with the first Birdie and the T.O. Boys, and then the CD was going to come out on a Wednesday. He heard it. We all heard the demo on how the CD's going to sound. And when Hans heard it, he was like, "I think I should record that song. This is so good." I said, "It sounds good, Hans. Leave it on the leave it." I think it was made in Japan or something. And he said, I said, "Leave it on there. Don't take it off." He said, okay, I'll leave it. So we left it. So these are many barriers that I had to break with first trying to manage the men in the band and just everything that the band consists of. So we left it, and then so our CD was going to come out on a Wednesday. So we played at Optimum Concert at the Wonder Ball all weekend. And then we had to get back to Tucson on a Sunday to play or party. So Hotch came to Choo Choo and we took care of him and stayed at the house. And Sunday before we were going to go play, I said, "Hey Hotch, you want to go to the rodeo at Autumn Gosh Rodeo?" And he looked at me and goes, "All right." So we went to the rodeo and there's no Taylor shirts anyway out there. And we were going home and I said, "Hey, did you like the rodeo?" He goes, "It was all right." But that was it. Then he goes, "Where have you bought?" I said, "I never seen a rodeo before." But it was funny. So we went back to play that Sunday night. And we had a great time. And he was singing songs he never played. And I was like, and I got home, I was taking him home. I said, "Dude, how come you never sing those songs? You sound great." So I don't know. So we get home, we drop him off, and we're getting ready for the CD to come out. And so Tuesday, Hotch passes away. Hotch passes away on Tuesday. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I just lost it. It was crazy. And even before that, when I lost my own brothers, it was very tough for me to continue to do what I was doing. It was so hard, and you guys, it was a really hard, broken feeling at that time. But I had to get myself together because my dad always told me, "You need to keep on going.
you know, ever since we started losing our family, my dad's brothers and my uncles in Santa Rosa, Uncle Mendez and Uncle George, and then even my aunties, my dad told me, he said, gotta keep on going, gotta keep on going. People like your music, gotta keep on going. So I always remember that every time, I have to encounter the death of my immediate family or my close friends or relatives, and even my fans, even my fans. So yeah, I passed away, the CD came out, I continued, I told myself, okay, it's not, I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna continue learning the Tohono voice. And so it was hard. It was very challenging to decide, what am I gonna do with my music? How am I gonna do this? And I didn't even know how to turn on an amplifier. The men were doing it for me, and I said, oh my gosh, I gotta get equipment. I gotta do this. Thank you to Ken Enos, who taught me how to shop and get my own equipment, and then some of the boys started coming around. The little guys started coming around, and they want me to sneak them in the bar so they can watch us play. So yeah, I just sneak the couple, but then I'm very happy because they watched us. They weren't playing then. They were like 16, 17. They weren't playing. They watched us, and one particular guy, you'll see him playing today, Mike Lewis from Guam. He would drive all the way from Guam to Antonia's Bar and watch. And he liked the buffalo. He got a hold of Solanos Thomas. Solanos Thomas is also one of the original Tio boys. He learned how to play that buffalo. And so just like that, these little kids were coming, and I was like, what's your name and where you from? Where you from and who's your parents? But they have to own now. These guys are, but I carried them with them. I carried them with me. One time we played a desert island, and try to have them dressed nice, because we're out in public. So I had these miniatures made, and one of the guys came, and I thought, I saw too many guys for up. I'm like, what am I going to have to play? I don't know other instruments. So I was like looking at like this. I got one more record. Here, you can put this on and just play the cowbell or something. He put it on. It was a competition. But it worked. There's so much decisions you have to make. Pretty soon, I was managing the band. Next thing you know, I was managing the band, and here we are traveling all over. In fact, those young boys that came, I took them to Minnesota with me. We did a little 8-day tour at Phoenicia Americans Spin Fest USA. And when we got there, I had to keep telling them, because they were just kids. I had to keep yelling at them like, Mama. And now I say because I don't have the same players every time. I will tell you, I don't have a band. Every time I get a gig, I'll get on the phone, and the men are so willing to help you out, and I'm so grateful for them. So every night when I'm playing, I tell the people in Tucson, I have 7 husbands. I have different husbands every night. But now, because, that's how it is. That's how I roll anymore, you know. But I took these guys up there, and so they said, you're going to play on a 3-deck boat around the St. Croix River. So I played on the river. And so these Finnish people, they came from all over the world, and they were even from Finland. And so I got off the van to put our instruments on the boat. And it was a 3-deck boat. And what did those boys do? They ran in the boat and they was like little kids in the candy store. They just up and down go through that boat. They wanted to see every step of the boat. And so I got down and I looked at the boat and it was huge, bigger than this, way bigger than this. And I got off the boat and I looked. And every boat has a name. Every boat has a name. And so I looked, I got down and looked and I was like, my tears fell because the boat's name was Avalon. Avalon is my dad's dad, my grandfather. He passed away when my dad was 5. And that was the name of the boat, Avalon. And so we went down the St. Croix River. We played for about an hour. And, so that's just crazy. I mean, these things were coming to me as good signs to keep going with my music. Keep going with my music no matter what I had to go through. I went through a lot of challenging stuff. I used to party a long time ago, just like Chief Choyo. Congratulations, 40 years of sobriety, Chief Choyo. Congratulations on 40 years of sobriety. Yeah. So mine is over 20 years, over 20 years. I used to like to party. And I played in the bars for many, many years, so you know what I was doing. Not only playing. But yeah, but I had fun. It was all fun stuff. It was all fun stuff. And then so, am I going overboard here on time? I'm okay? 5 more minutes? So yeah, so I've been really, really traveling all over, just the United States to share, and people were saying, "How did you get to play over there?" I said, "Oh no, this email just came in and said, you want to come share your life music?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know." But it's really time management and managing the guys is very challenging. I've had them challenge me. This was my band. I'm going to play how I want to. And I have to tell them, they say, of course I invite their suggestions, but sometimes they get too bossy to me. And I was like, you can't be bossy to me. I'm the boss here. So I say, you know what? When you get your own band, you do it the way you want to, and play it the way you want to. And they were real courteous about it. So I can't even thank all the men and women that they're the ones that make the music sound good. I carry them, I lead them, but they're the ones that behind me. They're the ones that make the music sound as good as it can be. And so then years later, somebody's looking for an accordion player to play in theater plays. Theater plays, Borderland Theaters. God rest his soul. Bartley Goldsmith was the director. And so I said, I don't have time to audition. I play in a bar Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they said, okay, we'll go listen to you over there. So they all came to the Tohono's and all of them were like, stop. But they came. And then they said, okay, we're going to get a music director from San Francisco come and audition you. I said, okay. So they came and then they came 2 times. They said, okay, we'll hire you. Okay, so they hired us and we started playing and it was called long time ago. It's not, they don't use it anymore, but it's a Tucson Pastorella. It was a Christmas play played every year where the devil's trying to win over the angels on their way to Bethlehem. And we were the opera band, it was real cool. And so we did that. I did that for 18 years. And then years went by, and I didn't think Borderland would call me back again. And they did, and I've done many shows with them, and I was really lucky to go to um, California for 3 weeks. I was so homesick by the third week. I wanted to come home. And so we did a lot of shows. We did, it was a national, we met theaters from all over the world. And it was great. It was great. And so, and so in the show, this particular show, my band director says, "We something real nice but slow." So I got one of my jobbies and I used it. I did play that song, and every time he speaks, I play that song. I was deadly afraid of theater because you can't mess up. You have to come in when you're supposed to, and you can't mess up. I mean, and so I could slow down to one of my jobbies. And then he's like, we're doing a game show. And he says, he said, I don't care. Usually they tell you what song to play. This one, he just said, play what you can. Play an upbeat song. So I played the party. So I played the party and the play, And then at the end of the play, it's kind of a sad ending. And so he says, got kind of some kind of pretty sad song. So here I am playing Adios. So that's what's so significant about this particular play is that I got some of my autumn stuff in there, what we do over here. So yeah, so we took that show to Denver and just all of these other places that I have been. It's been scary. It's been scary. When I was very young, I was in the marching band in high school. I played the trumpet all 4 years. They went to Switzerland. I didn't want to go to Switzerland. I wanted to stay in Choo. When I got 18, was my daddy, when 18, he sent me to Washington, D.C. to tour. And he said, okay, good, you're 18, you ready to go to Washington? I said, no. I wanted to stay in church. I didn't want to go nowhere. But now, through my accordion playing, and I don't play fancy or anything. I'm just a plain Jane girl. And I can't believe that that's how it was back then. How I felt about not going nowhere and just being real shy and scared. But I've overcome that throughout the years because, it's all you people that support me and all the people that believe. When I went to these places, Washington, D.C. and LA, those people never even thought about them. They didn't know about us at all. And I was like, wow. And so, they always, asked a bunch of questions and I'm glad that I'm happy to listening to my dad to tell me to keep on going no matter what. And the blessings just keep coming because one time I went home and my dad was still alive and he was sitting on the couch. And I walked in and I guess I looked all tired or something. And I said, what's the matter? You okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. He goes, how's the band? I go, we're doing okay. I said, we just got a lot of places to play. And Dad turned to me and said, boy, I always tell you, you got to be careful and watch what you pray for. Watch what you pray for. But yeah, so it's been an amazing experience for me. And right now, I'm not young anymore. I'm not young anymore. And I get tired. I get tired. And so I still try to do all these things that I can. And people try to say, you better get some rest. Get some rest. I say, you know what? When our dear Lord calls me, I'll get all the rest I have. Right now, I'm still got a little gas in me. But yeah, it's just been I, I, I always tell the young people, just do the best you can. Whatever it is you're gonna do, it doesn't matter if you're gonna play music, if you're gonna work on computers, if you're gonna sweep the floors, whatever it is, if you're just gonna be a mommy or daddy, be the best you can. That's what I tell the people. Even with the white music, I tell them, white music is always gonna be here. Go to the Marines and come back. They'll be here. You know, because I ran into a lot of young people that I see them. They got a hold of the white music. And the thing is it's not going to be here when they get back. And I want them to go out there and succeed and see what's out there. And I've also started my own music business. Um, I'm slowly but surely gathering instruments around. And if a child needs a clarinet, if I don't have it, I'll find one. Because those instruments are very expensive too. And so, saxophone, whatever it is, if you know somebody that wants to take lessons or wants to join the band at school and they don't have an instrument and they're very expensive, tell them to come see me because I'm willing to help them however I can. Okay. And thank you. And so if they want to keep, if they stay on say somebody wanted a saxophone, if they stay on the saxophone for 3, 4 years, I'm gonna say, okay, you can have it. If you say use it for a year, you don't like it, give it back to me so I could give it to somebody else. But you guys, thank you for coming here. I know I missed out, probably missed a lot of things that I wanted to tell you. But I'm here to help the young people, and you set that good example for the Tohono children. They mean so much to me. Thank you so much, Lemon.
Because St. Patrick at 30, pokażmy at Oxford, and this is Joe, come on. Went to Mass, it's a good of March. And I just, Lisa was looking for me, she was naming all the bars. Actually, when you be a little more, you look at the belt Antonio's, movie husband Antonio's. Thursday, one side, you look at Antonio's. So one time we were in Tucson from work, at work out in the TOUA, and our GM had a party in his house, to entertain, so we were over there. So some of us says, hey, let's check out Antonio's. Okay, shh. So we went, there's 2 cars, and we went. Yeah, interesting to do. If you look at when the people talk about it, must not come with it. Oh, my God. I didn't know I could dance floor. Feels dirty or like dinner. I don't know. On every Friday. And I was shocked with her friends. She knew people that were there and they wanted to drink with her. So, you're 40s, like, what? Hey, really don't miss much. But I just want to say that, it's very, you have been a good inspiration and a good model for all of us, I know people make a big deal of you being a woman, but people don't realize that all the women, once they put their mind to something with the right support, they can accomplish anything. And you have that support from your dad and your brothers, always. And I come from a royal family too, and it's so fun growing up. We would have family gatherings and the guys will say, come practice. And I see videos of you. I don't know, did you post them? of Ernie, and she's just like Julia. Her hair's long, she's on a horse, and she gets a little accordion. Oh, so sweet. Oh. And okay, I'm gonna just stop. Okay, right now we're gonna continue. We're gonna ask Selena Vicens to come up. We're gonna get to see Ookju from the Native Americans Advancement Foundation. Trustee Woodley from the Native American Advancement Foundation. She's gonna share her words, right? Yeah, come on.
Thank you, Jason. Good now, she listens to me. Sa sabi ta, mga high-check, mga mas good, touch. So anyhow, today my name is Tohono. I come from the Tohono district. I'm the senior director of programs and tribal relations for NAF, which is the Native American Advancement Foundation. We're a nonprofit coming out of the Tohono district. We've been established since 2011. I've been with them since 2009 when we first started the conversation of how we were going to get the organization started. So, but very glad to be here, to see everybody that is able to join us. I just wanted to give a little bit of time, but I know Fred, we have our other guest speakers, and I wanted to take their time away, but just to give a little overview of what NAF does. We develop so many, like, a lot of programs over the years. We have our Tohono District Day in November, and so we do a community survey where we get the feedback from the people of what is needed there in our district. So a lot of the time the education comes on top, so we've developed, we have a GED program, we have a Chichimar program, much of them we got them now to our Chichimar, the ages 2 to 5. So we have that. We have an after-school program. Now we're at Sunset One School. And then we also have our summer camps. We host 3 camps during the summertime. So we just closed those out. We're almost waiting to start our regular school year with the Chichimar. And Christy, she's our prevention manager as part of our prevention programs that we do in Gavo'o. And so she's developed curriculum that is for Chichimar, even as small as they are, like ages 2 to 5 when they're learning. They have this curriculum that they use. It's called Hagel. Like mine is pretty. But the Hagel is healthy alternatives for little ones. That curriculum teaches the Chichimar pretty basic stuff that you learn every day, like, okay, this is good, this is bad, or just making those right decisions, or even talking about your feelings and stuff like that. So Christy, she does a really good job. She's been with us a couple of years. This is just one of the events that she is sponsored. So I was part of her Breaking Barriers sessions, like at the very beginning. So I shared my story. And, but I just wanted to acknowledge that and to share that with you all, who we are and where we come from. So again, I just wanted to acknowledge that and just to take that you at least 5 minutes because I can just talk too. So, but during today, I was like, hey, Kobe's gonna be there. I'm gonna go. I've been in and out of our office. I've been in Tucson. I came from Tucson yesterday. When we're done, I got to go back. So it's just personal things that I'm going through right now. But running to leave and just like Teresa said, it was like one of those people like going to Antonio's back then. It's like you was talking about Antonio's and then when Home Girl was there. So it's like going to yes, because when you're in town, there's a place that right event's gonna be at. So I go with my friends. I'm going into my 4th year of sobriety, so I'm very thank you. But that thing too for me is hanging out with my friends and going to Antonio's underwear was even just like Teresa said. I was like, so small place, but she was sort of up in here. So go there and hang out, party, and just like going into the next day. So and then there was another place where he go to the old. I was like, go to the let's go with the office and we're going to work and we're going to the office after hours. You made up for it. They get friends from 7 years. You made up with the ways over there in 7 years. But those were, back then, I don't miss those days anymore. I've done it, been there, done it, and what I do now is really like my passion, my work, my heart is in there for the people, So again, just want to thank you all for being here and taking part of your time to be here for today. And I heard Rudy's dropping later, so clear the area. So thank you again. So we're live streaming this, so there's probably all those people. Hey, Mafrata, Antonio's. It's not there anymore. So we're going there. Just God bless Antonio. We're moving right along. I'm enjoying the day. How about you guys? You enjoying the day? Yes. Great. Wonderful. Um, I want to introduce, I guess he's probably my, no, your dad. Oh gosh, I'm trying to get my e-week. I'm not going to say it right, so I'm just going to stop. But, it's kind of interesting how, Gertie mentioned keep working, keep moving, keep going forward, keep going. And this is what I see in our next speaker, that there's been some stuff that happened and maybe traditionally you're stepped away, take a break, but because of the encouragement and support from their family that have left, it's always been keep helping the people, keep being around the people, keep doing what you need to do for the people. So it's really my pleasure and my honor to introduce Fred Lopez right now. He'll be doing a self-introduction and telling his story. Thank you. Joe, rebound. So, second, school, 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 was when we, and the was number two, and all the leader was the hundreds, it is tough. But it is not the Christian, and so what, my work was going to must be my reactor. But you want to look at much my reactor, the company come, who get to a Maha, but the Mawility, was with MC, national ceremony, Mohammed Chief, the Nuki, the Muslim Summit. I am at the bottom of the ground with beds. Now, you can hustle his chin. The Mastapi Yamits, and the God of Borjani, Madida, so much like the national guardian, Masal Mountains, which I tried them about hundreds. But the people now, the guide, Masimano, much more than the object, your love to be able to suffer. And we all the name, the Mars is my name, busted in the and here I say, but the guys, about guys out myself. The children was a tree, when the Amjad, guy to know, come away, the very good, Amjad, I'm a city come, but when I had it, my mother, I would do a Teresa, more abundant in Gerald. You was more mark, abundant heat, more. What gets it can look at or see it connects. It's going to go on, but the heat reacts to my name, the shoulder, or the month. So that will go on behind it, a shadow, my ticket about it, my tar, had to do it, my cartier, go to when they didn't put the way, my tamor, shoulder, and my guy. My smoky logic to control it, my stomach, him, shoulder, my speed of chairs, and muscle rights. The might always Marco, or might and Mahosa. Look at the Masma do journey where you have to instill here. Most of them Quail, Steboaga, Quail, you try to move, you San Maresa, to the Quail. So I have so hot of a Masma hat to chill. You must be a hot, good to ski here. It was the yard to Joe. Chia có sự kiệnกับฉันว่ามาสัจจะของฮัสเจจะไปยอมจะมีฮัสให้จะมาอ้าง จะบอกเจอให้กับมันเธอกับจะมาให้กับอาเบกี้กับมันเจอไม่สบายอะไรต่างมาอยู่แบบที่มันจะสัญญากับมาให้กันเวลสิจะมาสมัครช่วยจะไม่เป็นเจอไม่ไม่ก็จะทำจะก็บอกมาสมัครช่วยฮะจะสิหาใช้จะอันมันจะมาก็เป็นเพื่อแบบเป็นมาการมันจะเกิดจะเป็นแนวสิsegala pemimpin dunia mau tidak menyemasyawarkan master breaking barriers mau coba tidak hanya stasi ambil cerita cerita saja sama semua betul kata semua mahal itu macam master tidak cuma sakar tak boleh master satu mau masih ngajar cerita betul Kalau orang baca memasasi kaca, tidak macam orang. Orang kita sensasi kan, masih ramai juga, just macam terbaca lah. Semua itu masuk ke dalam pemain, master sport dan baca kaca. Apa ini? Ini yang pas baca lah. Jadi ada cakap juga tak itu. Yang orang apa macam ni, kohat, menjadi cepat. Nyawas. Bởi ăn thì mình có hứa cho cái là cầm chỉ tôi làm nhiều cái được thì làm nên phải mà sớm mà chỉ cần mình ăn hao ấy mà chỉ mới hay chơi bộ bài ăn chỉ đi là nhà mấy ông nhà cầm chỉ thấy cái nhà ca mà phải chơi bộ ấy sẽ chơi chơi mà nên phải chơi hàng cắt rồi phải chơi cái gì asmas mà bộ asmas chơi cái gì ăn chỉ có thể chơi thì làm mà phải chơi cắt rồi macam semacam sebab dia ada lebih sekolah memang dia amit seorang bahasa Cina tidak macam dua lebih membaca hak kita boleh jadi mahasiswa ini pun sesuatu membaca semua ini tanya ini dia apa yang sebenarnya begitu cerita một cái mình ngoài một tay cho và khi thì mơ là phải phát sinh phát mà một chữ coi mà đi đây phát mà một lần ya sẽ nhận cái Hanem itu ke Hanem pai sebentar juga ya stas dengan masma baca lah mana sampai je macam sekolah kan macam Menhasil prize, membawa menjadi cipta, mendunia bercak, orang berkir, boleh cepat berdiri, boleh baik, boleh baca hak. Maka aku punya sesuatu prize hari cepat berji, cepat berji, macam memastikanewasya, hasil mana. Siapa prize, siapa kan, datang macam. Ketika demikian kita kerja, menikah pakar, sehingga apa yang kita mau baca bagaimana penyuci kebaca hak ini bersama mesti hasil jika kita cerita mesti hasil setelah kita membaca kita cuma hitam membuat sampai cerita itu macam semacam ya lebih sih lebih sih macam apa itu semua semua kemahiran tu اليوم بمصر هاي جمعية الوالد ما الآن بقول مصر شيء هاد ما دهول السودانية من هذا الجزء عن أبوي غمشكم ما مصر بواها تمسي سكوت بيت العادي أما صارت المحسكاي حسيت أقول إني مكايها جمعوا مكاها أموي مكايها jadi kita bahas cerita dengan amateur. And how much when you sanyero dengan semua jadi hancur, di air, ascerita bahawa hancur. Kalau dia terjadi, dia bersama hancur air dengan humor. And pada saat masma banjir, in March, macam kita dia ini guna fakta, atau doaan yang kita mereka masma hancur banjir. Ascerita menjadi masalah
Kaya mo mas mahal siya ngayon, maniwala mas mahal siya wahak. Siya mo tinatawag, magkakahal, nagkakahal, mahasikay siya naman, siya mahal, mahasirap, ang hai siya dito yung mga mahal, siya. But si Song Monkey, mas magkakahal dito. Mas mahal siya, ang niyay siya. Siya mas magkakahal. Mas isahay, mas magkakahal. Again, because I say more damaging, and then apply to mind in Canada. I mean, wala sa ganyan, mga high-tech, mas mabutay na, si oil na hindi na was high-tech, magbasan dito ay lihat. Kaya hindi, Freud, manday na nato. Kaya, medyo hindi ko malimasta. Dahil niya na ako iya magpapasyon ko. Ang ako magpapasyon ko. Magpapagawa ko kahit sabihin. Modern art to the guys. Manigamot sila sa Hollywood, Riverside, California. Mabab. Oil ko yung ginigod at open up. Manimap sila. Ano yun so the up kandidat imay modkul modawai chimay terwochi modawai nanam sarada kul yan chipsin kaya dano magkais ya ito hobyo ya tafai hai chip modkul master modawai ako pag sa kul ka ba to master magkais hindi ka chimin buhi ang gabay na master kaya hai chip ang jelot kay chip ay, hindi ako dito. Hindi mo rin, dito. Okay, mag-say mo, binawa mo ako. When guys, I have a behavior. When you walk your ship and walk, so make it room as the dog, master, bitter, put on the rocks to put the journey moon. The rivers never heat. Yeah, can you hear them? But the poor dog, you must have a series of stick. O ba, idan, dito, hindi sa demasya, may sa iba, sa nagihigin man ba, o iwan ko, sa iba, yung chicken. Kaya, tayo din, chicken, chicken, hindi ko demasya, kami, sa tumasang batse, gabi. Yan, di ba demasya, abi, chukson, masibur, is the business technology. And the pwede ba, demasya, di ba demasya, and the Homa Way Scotland was associates in green and with that criminal justice in the guides. Muy high to my habit. When the guides and the two several chipkan. Typical, oh, when the might of bike is smile, she near ang mas chichikan, who kawacha. Oh, yeah, when the guides and the I say, hello, or not. Mahay to juvenile detention officers, mga even odd to masasek mga assault after good that mas mamayon your church that there is so as the mas mamayon the applicant. Hindi man ma-check ka. Hindi ka chain, hindi ka iwan. Yan, the mga team is maybe for several college and mga baka kasi ni master. But what by jurisdiction ni master man. Kaya natizong mga po hig tarika. Yung na ko tarika mo ito mag-nurse ko mo kamamor. Kaya siyang minamha ko ay pudita. And the good person he worked on, you were early to the Sahas, ni master man sa yung high siya ko kumaon mo hindi ko pagpuin na. Yan, kutsilong. Di ba may mga hindi mata umayaat, umaoras ka. Kaya yung high siya. Kaya matubay-tubay, matubay-tubay, kumampyo, yawki, huwag yawki, kaya ba mas mabandiyo ha, manabay-tubay, mabandiyo, tapos uri, pero sa high siya, masay-tuwang, 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 diba, masako. Kasi siya, high siya, sige na siya paniwa, siya mga pagkabi, siya tayo, yan, kaya happy mo individual, mag-abay tayo kapit. Dito niya pagkahay siya. fokus mama juga kata menyehat kita sampai cek amin cek umur kita hobi mencenderi ha cepat mau cek tentang kebuatan menema hajo ini kita apa menjadi cekkan kita menema hasil menhasil apa tu hasil mai hasil mencenderi wama autumn milk Mahadya bawa matu majiwa haicin kaya kuda ida pas mahaicin amicin baicin semacin ya percaya kita saja yang haicin mai mon masing-masing coba cuma haicin mau imusa sampai pas mana cukup majiwa oke ya haicin sembahyang haicin cuma tempat ke oke masuk coba maunya Oh my God, I couldn't know this. Some people were looking. Secretary Island area is the island. From the Basma, Nyasha, Haichi, Island, Domo, Mo the Magal, Haichi, from Fairus, Krisa, and Donka, Mo the Magal, from Ambai, Island of the Hindu. Mình bớt maslam chơi mò hơn một chỉ hiếm được yên tâm mình mò anh mà quên hiếm được mò maslam chơi ha mò bắt chước chơi ha từ nhà mà bây giờ hơn đi mình sau đó tập thêm được anh mình bảo vậy chỉ mà sao mình chơi maslam thì bắt chước chơi thôi hơn cái ai được anh nhận đồ thôi được rồi mình to thìเราก็ใช้ได้เป็นบางไปวิ่งOh, cuma kita cakap, hanya mak fatwa yang kita bagi dapat naik, cuma koenas. Ayah bawa bagi bulan ada mata pakai, cuma hai tu. Yang aku kau yang sehari mata semua yang jenis mana banyak semua kau dah. Kau banyak ada. Kecil tu dia hai cuma satu. Sebab betul mah bimu itu dua cabai masih harus tu. Cecil, awak rumah sekarang cedaan yang mana lagi nak kita. Begitu karena dua itu hanya mau baca tangkap masa cem hanya semua orang bersetuju tentang cem apa selama cem sama ada lima cem yang baik masuk pun ayat dan jemaah peristiwa itu kami sejarah dalam dia amin itu kita ingin normas menyebabkan cem bersaja saya apa menyebabkan apa cem hai cem ada tahu cem cem ada Sekarang tu macam ni nyata. Hasil akan hancur, tapi ini apa hancur orang macam macam jadi hobi, orang awal macam. Jadi dia asma untuk percaya macam. Maka kita kita saya bayar juga. Modalnya percaya mau apa kau kata maki mau kaya cak. Apa itu yang macam lihat. Saya pakai lagi haji, mas amir tu cuma semua cuma hasil kita. Dan saya beri semua ini, ramah itu cuma tak boleh temuai, untuk baju. Hanya mahu ini, mana mahu. Rasanya aku cuba acah mau masih bocil mau beri. Một thay chưa một cô nó chỉ được mua một mọi chơi với cái mong mới chơi một phần là người cô là chỉ mua một phần hoa để mong bao ra chỉ một cơ sở cái máu là mất đi một cô đại nhiều thì chỉ đặt chỉ được cái mắt mắt tay chỉ cần sky ta đi wash rồi mà chỉ được cái bao chỉ hai chỉ thấu hoa mất kia mình chưa chưa ha một đại ý là chưa chưa một cái masalah jadi kehidupan, masalah jadi memhasil kebaikan dan bahagia. Yang anu juga tersim boleh bahagia, turun je, mulai paituan yang jemujani queen, secret queen, berdoa menyanyi, di dalam macam berdoa, asal macam berdoa, mulai itu macam kudanya macam mewah sudah mulai itu macam. Macam macamnya kedua sekitar mau Muhammad kia chơi anh có bé đấy mà sẽ có công hiến cái cái mas mo chơi mình là cái cơ âm apa itu dan amul jadi mà cái chân cười thì cái cinema mà cái mà cái cinema dash is chơi cái sport không hay chơi mai cái số linh giác cái số linh giác là người ta đang dùng cái chuyện mà có chơi mà sama chơi mà smart mà cái chơi được oh ya kita bangkit iman tu dan dapat semai yang kita nak dan paling mahal je anu mau ini tempau je oh ya biasa tiap entah mesti buat ajon sebab desperate mesti pada tu mereka je mau kerja gitu ya idan pertama masa je hai je hơi một cái tay thì nó sẽ bị uống sẽ đi đặt mà thơm họ sinh quyết định sẽ mà hai chờ bỏ chui mà tay thì rồi bỏ đó cái thêm mà cứ kỳ mà bố hơn mà trừ được đi là cái uống tầm mà bỏ chui còn uống rồi còn bỏ chui nhưng mà hai chờ mà ông ấy không bắt được ai ăn không mà chỉ bị uống ha chỉ mà cái đến nhiều chỉ mà cái mình nhà hoang của bạn vẫn có chơi nhà chơi với bạn mà hát chơi chỉ mà cái này chỉ mà cái sắp bên nhau một cái một bữa ha một cái sao cái nhà chơi sắp bên nhau xí xí nữa sẽ làm cái một cái sao một masalah macam mana secara và hai chơi hai người mà chỉ cần một masjid kan tahu chỉ mà cái được chơi và cái đó anh cũng ya berbanyua hemo kepada semua kita mengenai semua macam cuy dan semua cuba berbanyua je mendapat cuy hai cerita kita cuma di mana kita jadi di mana cuy anda mengenai cerita dia ai dan fakat tapi yang sidul fakat tahu kita boleh dibuat kita berbanyua pada kita dan semua orang hidup terus saja macam itu masih keluar tak awal jadi macam tu. Tapi ani pada awal jadi macam tu. Maka dia macam itu itu apa pengai. Dan ya kita kaya kehidupan terus macam ayam yang hay cerita tu. Penyanyi cuma cici kita dalam mengenai jadi macam tu. Tapi apa ini wah wah mahal sangat dunia ni terus jadi wah macam mau itu mình mà nhớ đi chưa mình tìm hoa xây chưa nó bị thật sự bị bắt rồi tôi bây giờ bỏ chơi của mọi người ngoài thì mình mắc còn hai chữ thế kỷ tôi kia hai chữ a cần đừng mắc còn y đã nhớ nhớ chữ mà nhà mới mình không phải thì mình mắc còn thì đó thì đừng là nói ơi hai chữ sẽ được đi chơi mà thà test thì được không mà chỉ cần mà cần bước chơi chỉ mất cái bao nữa awal mamsi ba tapi opias ni mai saya pias lain itu mahal itu nak mahal pias menjaga berpuas menjaga tetap kalau bekerja menjadi sekolah kami baik ở đây ini saya cuma chơi mình tôi về hai chơi không mà chơi mà mai chơi những gì cái món tắt là mà chơi cái mai chơi những gì mà toàn mắc và bật trên mà chơi hao mà toàn mắc và nhận nó kéo cái chơi những cái gì ở nhà nó đi vào trên bữa trưa mà mò hao của xe chân toai và bật chơi cái những cái cái ai đang đang mắc rồi cái vấn đề mình thì mua ai gọi nó được ở nhà bữa ăn ha thì vào một cái chút nhà bạn sẽ mà cả nó khác người chơi mà sao người chơi mình nhớ cái chân mà cả cái tao chơi tao mình chỉ bật chơi saya masih mempunyai fast amat je baik je hasil kecil itu mendengar je ni nak kerja oil lagi mana persmasma kecil coba ambil harus saya urus sampai je dan hasil misalkan coba bermasma macam ha cuma kita macam masih tu hai je mau jadi macam cuma kita berdua ha kemudian hanya hai chữ thì họ thì hai chữ người ta phải biết mà đã yêu hơn ta nhau của mình chơi thì mình chẳng hai chữ tôi đi chơi nhau mình chỉ mua nhau chơi ai chưa bị mưa sự bỏ tâm nhau cần phải coi cơ được một chơi na mas kecil kita dynamic como água como nhà como chơi como chơi como nhà ôi sao có bên ác chỉ mà nào como chơi mới được rồi nhau ôi hôm nay chỉ mà bị hai chỗ nên mà hết có biết gì hết rồi và là mà hôm mà chơi mà đỡ cái áp cả đôi mình chưa có hai cái gì chỉ ba đó mọi người được como chơi nhà in dynamic such a way that mas mabuti na moa tapi tu asal mai na de dia chana ko hobi ko che man dai mam chi ma pa ai sa ko ban da che kam ju ba ngai ngai ba ko che nya yu tan da ba kam ji da ma ma has che ne ma oi sa ko ma sa ko la ha dan da ha ka ko che ma has ke na pri de chit da hobi a nhiều rất nhiều mình cao nó sai chưa qua chụp chip mình chụp hai nhân nhau và nhưng mà cao hay chụp chung nhiều ở nhà hơn một sự không sợ hợp con quay đó mà hay chụp còn nhiều specialist mà tầm bậc cười mà sẽ được không mắc chip bên này chụp một cái học tổng chip bên này ở nhà thì nó sẽ hết tụi nó nghe cho không có sao cái được chưa được ở nhà mà tìm mua bị chưa Masai de tanto aya ma noi ta de de men pawai chit pen pai satu ri ta pamai pai wa sudah has mas ma pe chơi không mà chỉ cần chip cả ta pa sai ru na ta dam pa chơi ni ma ya ba ma sa ko men ya sa hai na si ma chama ke de ben yo a men ke kam chu bi wa men hai chơi ba ta 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 ni wa ma tai chơi bai a de ta pe ma ta pa chơi mà tôi chú ý nhé cho đến tôi papa bà thì bà American mình chơi là mọi người thì có chơi ai mà sắp rồi nhập mas mà bố cho mà qua gần nhé chỉ có cái chuyện nó hơi bên trước mình coi không mà chỉ mà cái mà hay luôn mà sai chỗ sai rồi nhưng mà sẽ được position nhập cái cha mà sắp rồi thì nó sẽ chơi chơi hình mà chỉ bà qua hình mà cha về chơi mas mà nhà Сколько chơi được nữa mà xin ám chứ mà hostel ít là asmas mà chơi được nữa chứ mình phải mà chơi mà chỉ mới cái nhớ mình chỉ mới cái áp chụp cả mà thay mà vào chơi hay chơi nhà được mà chơi mà hay chơi nhà được mà vào mas mà chơi hay chơi mà hay chơi cái không mà chỉ cần nó sẽ anh thì nó mình mất cái này hay chỉ bảo anh hay chỉ cần tháo anh cây như vậy chỉ bảo anh nhớ cầm chỉ mà sẽ bỏ cái sự làm như cái chỉ cần chơi à mà cầm chơi ai đó hết chơi được gì hết chơi một cái là cái mô hình nhờ mà phải chơi nhờ ba mình mà cao hay chung thế tập ăn chúng tôi đã quen rồi smart chúng tôi được về watch hasmas mà bố watch has cho cái bố watch chỉ bảo hôm mà chỉ bị hiếm được được at công sự của chị không mà chỉ cần một cái sự amateur chẳng hiểu được tập bao nhiêu chỉ bảo bị mua cái sự mas mà amateur mà sẽ chỉ mas mà bố watch mà thưa tôi ta phải tôi students tập bao nhiêu si sta lagi na ta kenal atau moda ke moda skicer ko na ta atau dah boy touch maka awal kenal tayo kenal mas ma ko ha ni ma ba che ma wa ta hin stroke compare ta就到就是现在这个嘛这个带了嘛这个呢嘛就是他是我ở cái đây là nát mà tụi nào ấy uống sự tụi nào ai mắm ai im không mà tụi hay chụp ai mà tụi nào mà đủ speaker chụp mà hết mình nhận hay chụp hay chụp nghe chứ mà mình chưa là được nó người ta nhớ thì chúng mình đâu mà chụp một uống đây là tay chụp mà cái đó người ta hết được chơi chơi một uống hai chưa có cái này có chưa cái này nhá chưa cái nó chỉ có là ski chưa cái mà ở cái này mà chết rồi ai à không mà chỉ mong chơi cái nào chưa mới chỉ là không mà mới chỉ là không mà bài mà hai chơi chơi được thì nhà đi cả mà mà chơi đi cả Mahabi Nabi si Massimo Programma, Hercule, Wama Petulia, Hakumasa, and Quay over the whole text, Master my mama said the new year, my walls, Bossil March, people who much come off, the third pitch of my mom to my backyard of my I came out to my art to near the hospital very I knew it's from Baju or the Suez Ita, how much of Sakao the German, but yes, a gem, Mamba. Chỉ cần mà học chơi nó một nhà cái mấy không phải chơi là một số chơi là nó đi tầm từ năm này thì hai chừng thì quay mình quay hay shopping hay đi tầm shopping giá mà chừng nó stage chỉ là đi tầm bao nhiêu cái trong solution mình cái nhiều mà học chơi anh ấy có sao nhiều chừng là phải ha sao nhiều mà mình cứ phải mình hoa quay đi tầm mình vẫn nhiều là mà học từ Baba Muslim to see Hasai. So again, in closing, I do speak in English. I'm sorry if you didn't understand me. I do speak very well in English, and I'm really fortunate to be here this morning. And I want to thank the foundation for inviting me. I've only done this one other time. I spoke at the University, Arizona State University, on a sound symposium that they invited me to. And I spoke over there, but I translated my dad's language. He talked in Autumn over there. They invited both of us. So he talked in Autumn over there, and I told the people that were there what he was talking about. And there was a sound symposium that we went to there in at the ASU campus. So, other than speaking like this, Autumn High School also invited me to speak to their students because they needed encouragement to continue. It was during the middle of last year, and I went over there and I spoke over there to the students one afternoon. So again, I'm just very blessed and very thankful for today. And I've been thinking about this since I heard that I was going to speak here, and a lot of things were coming to me. Just like on my way to get here, things were coming to me about this presentation. And so I put that all pretty much into a nutshell what I shared. But again, I just shared my journey in my own life and how I became who I am today with being a traditional singer, working at the radio station for 20 plus years, and then also leading my career that I wanted to get into, which was criminal justice. I left that career and went into radio, and I never turned back. I never looked back on that because there was so much that I've done for the radio station. There's so much artists that I've met along the way, and so much of the elders that were telling me who I was and what I was doing and what they appreciated when I did what I did, which was speak my language. So that was everything that I kind of shared here today, other than just, again, just voicing a lot of my concerns that I have in my way of thinking of things with our people, that's something that this is very important to do. So again, thank you so much, and thank you for your time, and God bless you to every one of you.
Just to show friends, look up in Autumn Union, it's much of Autumn Union. Tapo. No, we don't have to wait. Francis Benavides from Tata way there with our Autumn Union key. We Fred kind of brought a good thing about the language, and I just, he learns things from the elders and where his position is, and it's good. I mean, wherever you are, you should take full advantage of the opportunities that you can when learning Spanish. And I always just try to share, like, I was 12 years old when I moved to the res. And autumn was everywhere. Was for much everywhere, at the store, at church, at school, the post office, at because I'm good at fashions, but at the low store, at the high store, everywhere. So it was a normal thing. It was normal, but now it's not like that. And I mean, I would think my family, my college, you know, I spoke Spanish. Uh, my Spanish is horrible now. I used to speak Spanish when I was a little girl. And I tell people I'm cooking pasta, eat, boogie, be up. I've seen that, no, be haichu. No boche. Donde está el baño? And so I never, ever, ever imagined in my lifetime that them, would just, would be endangered, because that's what we are. We are an endangered language. So any work that the Autumn Yahuki does, we need to support, and we need to support our speakers, we need to support our learners. We need to be inclusive, meaning I say vato, you say vato. We know what we're talking about, right? And we have some people that say, hey, you can be on the kitchen. Let's not fight about it. We still understand what we're talking about. Whoa. And so I just wanted to thank Fred for doing his presentation in Autumn, all of it. That's my goal, because I didn't speak up. And I was scared of elders, because I didn't know how to communicate with them. My hootie lived in San Simon, and we would go to the beers at San Simon. And she had a little house, and there was always some cousin in that Nakia, the house. And the parents would still be drinking, not drinking, they'd be out there dancing. And her little house was by the church. So I remember I would wake up and my grandma, my food would be making shamat or doing something. And I would sit there and I didn't know how to talk to her because she didn't speak English either. And I would just sit there and talk Spanish to her, sing that but my breath, she would just be, it's just so cute. So we need to make a mindful effort to bring the autumn back into our households, among our friends, in places and spaces like this. And I take classes to be a better autumn teacher. I teach classes at the college. Introducing my niece to somebody. How are you with your niece? My niece says, I need money. Oh, yeah. So reading the email, I need to do that, so it's so funny. So we all have to be reminded and mindful about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. So thank you, Fred. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being on the radio. I don't know how I would say that. Maybe was the one. I was like, oh my God. 2021, like, I know. And I love it. I love it. I just, I'm a learner just when it's possible by myself. And I know there's a lot of people throughout the res, and that is part of that effort and that energy to bring out the show back to where it is to be. Do we say the best for last? She just laughs. We have one more speaker, and her name is Christy. Well, we just call her Christy. Her call is probably Christine. Christine Maya from Gilboa. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Christy. I'm to the wall. Joe is Sister Manuel, and Joe is Barbara Manuel. I said, good morning, my name is Christy, I'm from the wall, my dad's name is Sister Manuel, and my mother's name is Barbara Manuel. So I just want to thank everybody today. I'm really nervous because I'm speaking from the public, but whatever. So I just want to thank everybody today that joined here. So I do work for Native American Advancement Foundation. I am the prevention manager. Let's see. When we first did Breaking Barriers, that was exactly my intention. Is that because I said I was never going to come back to the reservation. I said I'm never going back to that place. But then, as I grew older and my heart healed, and I was missing, and I had a void when I lived in the city, and I knew that my heart wanted to go back home. I knew that I needed peace in my life, and when they offered me a job, I decided. I gave away my career. I was in marketing, and I worked for this company, and I built ads and worked with brokers, and I decided. 17 years of that work, I said I gave it back to the city, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go home and serve my community. So I made that decision, and that is why I'm here today. And so when I say breaking barriers, I decided on that to say, that's what we are here to do today. The people that are here to listen, to the tables, the resource tables, the vendors outside, these people are here to serve our communities and to make it better. And I'm all for that. I'm all for making things better in our nation because if it has to start somewhere. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life. So I was raised on a reservation. There was a lot of alcohol usage, a lot of drug usage, and I thought that was a way of life. And there was a lot of violence in my life, and so I thought that was a normal thing. And so when I got older, I had to really learn how to be, and I had to really learn how to function, and how to share my testimony with others, and how to trust people. And so it's 2000, July 1st, 2006 is when I decided that I got to change my life. I got to turn my life around. And it took me 2.5 years of, fixing myself, not, really working on myself to really gain a hold on my life and my mind. But once I did, I knew that that was what I really wanted to do, and I didn't stop there. I had to learn how to, be a mother. I had to learn how to teach. I had to learn all over again because when you give that all life away, I'm telling you, I was really out there. I was all over the place. When you give that life away, and then try to, do something positive with yourself, it's a learning curve. And so now that I am a prevention manager, I'm working really closely with my community because I want to make a difference in my community. I want people to trust people in our community. I want people to know that it's okay, that if you want to change and it's fine and you're never going to be perfect, that you have the option. And there's people that really can help you make that change and make a difference in your community. That's what I'm doing here today. So I've been clean since 2006. I've been working with the schools, and I do want to use my testimony as a reference for everybody. Because if I can say, and I can come down to a person's level, and I can understand, their struggles, and I can share my own struggles and say, you know what, I understand. I understand exactly where you're coming from. I know exactly how you're going. I used to be there myself. That right there gets way deeper than anything else because all people are the same. And all people have struggles and problems. And, there's, wherever you're at in life, there's going to be that one person that you're going to be able to say and get a hold of their heart or get a hold of their, discussions and have that conversation that they really need. And that's what I'm here to share today. And I really think the two speakers, they give me a lot of hope and they give me a lot of amazing because here we have Fred. He's on the radio all the time. He's a great author speaker. I wish I could speak like that. Then we had her. I mean, no matter what her, triumphs in life and her record shows it. And then there's me. What I'm doing is I really want to be, service for you. And that's all I have to share with you. Thank you. Support the vendors outside. Okay. That was fast. I know these people from Little Walls, they sent them but that was fast. So, thank you, all of the speakers. Let's give them all a big round of applause. I was talking to Brittany. I said, "What are we Brittany? That was a few years back." She says, "I'm retiring at the end of the year." And it felt real joy, baby. Yeah, still doing it, going everywhere. We just saw on Facebook they're doing the popover fried bread contest, fried bread something at Raw High. So Marty's over there trying to buy tickets already. We're gonna go. And my community of Coverlaws, when back in the day, they had a little culture group that would go and dance and stuff. And they tricked the kids up in church. They took all the kids to form this dance group. And me and my sister, we didn't know what they were doing, but we didn't trust them. So we went and we were hanging out with the Bob. We were at his house. So we weren't part of the group. But the songs that Fred and his group sing are the same songs that we sing. And every time I hear those songs, it grounds me and it empowers me. It makes me feel so happy. So like, if I hear this Fred singing somewhere, we were at Casa Grande Ruins, I think, was it November, and they showed up to sing. Yet I had a booth that was demonstrating pottery or something. And my daughter had stopped by me. I said, "Oh my God, they're singing our song." And the song was about a view of little mountains over there in Commonwealth. That's part of their. So my daughter jumps up and she runs over there. And when they sing about all view, that's where Goody's from, we have to jump up and dance. And I just love it. Anyway, that's what I think of when I see Fred around, and not just him, but his family, his sisters, and they're really doing an awesome job moving the legacy forward that the family had started a long time ago with their dad, late Simon Lucas, my cousin. So Christy, I met her in a class and I was like, "Hey, who's that white girl? Who's that white girl? Where is she?" And when she started talking all of she sounds like an ox. Like a leader. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she talks so good." I was surprised. I thought, "Why did you talk more?" Because we learn, we hear, we reinforce the stuff. But anyway, there's a lot of people with a lot of stories out there. And right now you're in your story. Whatever it is, maybe it's in a good way, maybe you already put all that craziness behind you. As I cannot imagine, and probably the same with these guys, doing the important work you do with a hangover, I mean, to me, life started when I quit drinking. Opportunities came. Creator took care of me, got me what I needed. Today, all my bills are paid. Back then, I had no bills, but I didn't feel like I could find money for a cue. I could find money for a joint, and now it's like, who has time for that? So it's, it's just something to think about, because some of them, maybe you can handle it, but I know I can't. Like, Tracy's not okay, alcohol and weed. Um, but I work at a place where you have to have, you can't be doing that stuff. So that's for safety. But anyway, I'm just saying, think about it. This is a time to kind of reflect on your life, where you want. And sometimes don't look back there. It's over. It's done. Whatever you did, whatever sadness or whatever, the outcome, whatever makes you feel bad, it's back there. Don't go too far either. It's good to have all on land, but sometimes that has to change. Stay in right now. Stay in right now. Be the best in right now. Because, sobriety, it really is one day at a time. Be mindful, it is one day at a time. Expressing kindness and compassion, it's a choice we make every day when we wake up, and we thank Creator for giving us another day to be in this world. So that's my relative. I just want to leave you with that. Okay? And thank you for coming. We are going to break for lunch. We have vendors. I think they're outside to support. You can buy lunch from them. Can they bring lunch back in here and eat? Yeah? Yeah. What? So, all of them, look at them. They're just acting up. So, and then we have a few vendors out here, and Gertie's gonna play a little bit. She's waiting for her dad, so stick around and have a dance. And it's a good day, and let's keep it that way. And God bless all of you. And my name's Teresa. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys today. Stop all.